Josh Raider. Let's go! Let's go! Getting imitated! Never duplicated! That fool with no hair! That shouts like Ric Flair! Woo! What? Woo! Woo! The R8RBEAR! R8RBEAR! Freaking Morty Raiders! R8RBEAR! I'm so excited. I'm so excited. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. You know, honestly, it's not even that busy, like work week for the Raiders today, and I still have stuff I got to talk to you guys about. We still have stuff that we have to discuss. But first, tradish! R8RBEAR Live! First comment, woo! MVP tonight goes to... I don't even know. I don't have my comments up. Okay, I got it now. Ja! I was kidding. I know it's just always him. Josh Russell, the heavyweight champion of the world. Woo! Show some respect. Everybody, kneel. Josh, welcome to the show, brother. Defending your title as usual. Second place. It's no longer budding rivalry, okay? I'm not going to say that. Second place, silver medal, Dustin King. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Stop finishing in second. Okay, just stop it. It's or should I tell Josh Russell to stop it? Third place, my bronze medal. And you guys know I love it when a Raiderette slides into the sausage fest that is my medal round, as it is referred to, because it always has so many dudes. Well, tonight, Candy Dimioski! And you know what's coming next. Hi, Mr. Dimioski. MESS, mess. They're a mess. Them Jets, they're a mess. They're a mess. Hey, look, I don't care about Aaron Rodgers, okay? I don't care about Sauce Gardner and how good your defense is and your offensive line sucks, Mr. Dimioski. How did the whole show become about Mr. Dimioski and the Jets? I do not know. I apologize. You know, sometimes I have to do that with my show. I apologize. You are all tonight at the mercy of my good mood. You know, what are you going to do? All right. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Honorable mention to Kim Calhoun, my first comment from YouTube. Jim Badlin, what are you doing? You letting Kim Bogart on your space over here. Speaking of which, Jim Vanderlyn, Bear! Appreciate you, brother. And in third place in my YouTube round, Ramiro Cashflow Castro. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show, though. Always there for a R8RBEAR. Lucky Pace, I see you there. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Travis Kelly, always there for a bear. Tana Moku, I see you, Tana. Herman Jr., how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Bobby R8RBEAR, what's up? That guy lives like I do. Beautiful wife, got all the kids set and everything. That's my guy right there. Tony, make it dip. What's up? Corinne Trujillo. Mwah. What's up, Corinne? Welcome to the show. Troy Gill, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. AP in the house. Yo. What's up? Stephen Marchant. I see you there. Let me see. I think I might have caught up. Oh, no. Chris Strong, James, and Princetta Walker. Got some family in the house. Let me see. Denton Rhodes. Space Force. My phone was glitching when I got on, but I know what I know. You won no medal, Bobby. I appreciate the laugh. Mark Parrish, what's up? Welcome to the show. Samuel Guerrero, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. What's up, Raider Bear? Hopefully we start off with a win versus these donkeys. I think we are going to start off with a win against the donkeys. You have to understand the team was so bad last year. To expect that much improvement from what they were last year wouldn't be wise, only because they haven't been able to change much of their team from last year. Now I realize they have a new head coach. We know who he is. I'm not going to say his name, not because I forgot it. Starts with an S, the first name, and the second, his last name starts with a P. See, so I know who it is. I'm just not going to say his name. But he came in right into the league again after taking a little sabbatical and just starts ripping people and ripping coaches and ripping the organization for how they do things. And it's like, geez, man. Okay, so sorry we didn't all do things like they do things in Louisiana. You know, Sir King SP with less stick up lead butt. I didn't like that guy. I didn't like him then, and I don't like him now. Tommy, what's up, little brother? Welcome to the show. Always there, my little guy for a Raider Bear. Ramiro, it's not a rigged medal round, Ramiro. I wish I would have been one of Ramiro Castro's teachers when he was in high school, because then I could put the disgust in my voice when I say, okay, Ramiro. Okay, now go sit down. Wade Luxon, what's up? Welcome to the show. Cuts the Raider way, alleyway, that is, right? Josh Russell is not my second account. Mrs. Ware, would you come in here and get him, please? Okay, so let's get right to it because the list is not that long, so I can cover it real quickly for you here. Okay, so waived, injured, released, so on and so forth. We'll go over the obviouses. First, tight end, O.J. Howard. Now, most of you knew O.J. Howard was waived. They just added him to the list because it was fairly recent. And then offensive tackle, Justin Murray, not a loss there. Linebacker, Darius Harris. I was kind of surprised about that when you consider that we are a little bit light in the butt at linebacker, and he was one of the guys that had a little bit of size in camp. So I was kind of surprised because I figured if he even played half well, they'd probably keep him, but they did not. Waived wide receiver DJ Turner. The DJ Turner waiving didn't surprise me now when you look at guys like Cam Sims and Wilkerson, you know, a couple of these other guys, Trey Turner that we have on the roster now. You know, that doesn't go also to Andre Carter, you know, the guy we brought in from the Chargers. And so we're just, for the first time in a while, we have like genuine depth at wide receiver. So he couldn't move on because DJ Turner's actually a nice wideout. He was good for us, but the talent room is going beyond him. Okay, so we also waived right tackle Brandon Parker. Now, I know there are those that thought that was overdue, like well overdue, but we had problems at right tackle where we needed to keep him because I don't know if you've noticed, but when you let go of a tackle, they don't last on free agency for long unless they're busts. And when I say busts, I mean like Alex Leatherwood that's about to be out of the NFL. I couldn't believe I read that our former number one pick, Alex Leatherwood, is already on the outs with a third team. Because he went from us to one team, and then now he's on another one. No, I'm not going to say those teams' names because they don't say my show on their show. I'm just being sassy. Pete Vasquez, what's up? Anna Diaz, Rincon, welcome to the show, love. Anthony Contreras, I see you there. What's up, man? Appreciate the love. Raider Bear, always a great show. Raiders for life in my heart. Screw every other team. I bleed Silverback. That's my guy right there. I appreciate that. Okay, so onward to the rest of the list. Again, waived linebacker Isaac Darkangelo, one of the best last names I've ever heard in my life. Darkangelo, Dark Angel. Oh, Darkangelo. Anyway, not a big deal. We had only signed him just a couple of days ago. It was really pretty much just an emergency, quick snap up to see what he was. Maybe he had something that he could offer us. Clearly he didn't. We've already let him go. We waived cornerback Isaiah Brown. Isaiah Brown is one of the casualties of the Mike Mayock era. He was kind of a depth back, but now again, the defensive back room has gone beyond him. Guys like David Long, Duke Shelley, Jacorion Bennett have just pushed him out the door, including, but not yet on the list, Amik Robertson. I think tomorrow he's done. I just think they're taking a long look at it. Okay, so onward to this. So I said Isaiah Brown at corner. Then we move on to defensive tackle Doug Costin. Doug Costin, like Isaac Darkangelo, had only been with the Raiders for a handful of days. So that's not really a loss there. We got a chance to look at him. Not interested. We let him go. Wade cornerback Bryce Cosby. Again, not really a big surprise. He was more of a depth guy, and we have depth now. We waived quarterback Chase Garbers for the second time. I was surprised at this move, only because the quarterback room is old beyond Aiden O'Connell. And so I thought maybe you let go of Brian Hoyer and keep Chase Garbers. Hadn't had enough there. I mean, you got it with Jimmy Garoppolo. If Jimmy goes down, you have an Aiden O'Connell. He is probably the future. If he had to come in an emergency, well, so be it. And then behind him, you have another guy in Chase Garbers who knows the offense. So I would have rather they did that instead of keep Brian Hoyer and let go of Chase. But, it is what it is. Waived offensive guard Vitaly Gurman. Again, that's another guy that Vitaly had only been with us for a very short time, and we let him go. Running back Darwin Thompson. We waived running back Darwin Thompson. Again, the production of the running back room and the people in it just went beyond him. Hey, Sweet Pea. Thank you so much. Yeah. I appreciate it. And last but not least, we waived Chris Lacey, one of the wide receivers that we had with us. And again, wide receiver, not surprising. We have some depth there that we can really play around with guys that can really bring something. Let's see, I'm double checking. It says, yeah, Darwin Thompson. Okay, the running back. I just wanted to make sure I had that right because I thought maybe that was wrong. In addition to that, placed on the players on the reserve injured list, Jacob Hollister, the decent tight end that we've had in the past. Isaac Zuber, wide receiver. I don't think that will last. I think Isaiah Zuber has been a good guy at practice. The coaches like him. He's professional, and he's like that kind of right on the cusp kind of wide receiver that if he just improves this and he just improves this, suddenly he's a valuable starter because the guy's got great speed. He's 6 feet, 190 pounds. That's good size at 6 feet. So he could be very interesting down the road. And last but not least, I only gave you two. I was just long-winded. Jacob Hollister at tight end, Isaiah Zuber at wide receiver. And last but not least, running back Britton Brown. Now, Britton Brown is the UCLA California product, 6'1", 205 pounds. And that's just his walking around registered number. I guarantee you, if he wanted to, he could probably put 10 more pounds on that frame like that. Okay, Britton Brown reminds me a lot of Tay. I can't think of his name now, but the Raider running back we had for a minute that ran kind of tall. And he reminds me so much of him, you know what I mean? And I like that guy. He was durable for us. We let him go. He went all over the league for like 2 or 3 more teams and played great wherever he went. And as recently as last year, got on with another team and looked good again. I think it was the Bears. Don't hold me to that. I'm not sure. But anyway, God, his name is right on the tip of my tongue. Someone's probably already posted it in my comments, but let me see here. But I just think that that's really why you also were having a tough time keeping Britton Brown, because the running back room is just so solid right now. Between Brandon Bolden, Amir Abdullah, and Zamir White, that's a starting running back 3 right there. You could just pick one of those 3, start them. You got Jacob Johnson at fullback blocking for him. We're still playing an I formation, which, guys, I don't have a problem with. One of the number one ways you beat new technology is with old technology. It's just a fact. If you look at like the Secret Service that still works for the government today, they still use a type of radio-based earpieces when they talk to each other and secure and protect the president, because those can't be hacked. So see, they go backward technology-wise because you go into the internet and those things, they can be hacked to trace you, to listen in, to send messages or big voices, who knows what. And so they've never upgraded for that reason. Oh, And you know what? I got so into my show and I was having such a good time. I forgot to say, consider a subscription to R8RBEAR family page. It's just $5 a month. You can cancel at any time. This is on Facebook, but you won't want to. And if you look right down there, there's a blue thumbs up right next to the green badge. Now, next to that blue thumbs up, the green badge is what you click on to begin a subscription to R8RBEAR family page. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, it's totally free. You can subscribe just by clicking on there where it says subscribe. And hit the little bell if you would for me, and that'll alert you when I'm going to do my next show. And I see someone gave me stars. Surrender truck, hello! And Justin King, who's only in second place in the medal round, but not in my heart. Okay, keeping it rolling. James Burgess, what's up? James Burgess, the starting tight end, is going to be Michael Mayer for sure. Now, after that, you're going to have a combination of guys because Cole Fotheringham made a showing of himself with Aiden O'Connell against the Niners. And so he may end up earning some snaps behind that, especially if one of our guys gets hurt. So that could be very, very interesting. Ramiro Castro, always there supporting the R8RBEAR. Appreciate you, brother. Jason Morales, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Miguel Garcia, 559 in the house. Bear, I'm glad we lost our last preseason game. Maybe it will bring us better luck. Louis Hallwin, especially when you consider, even though we lost the game, we played fairly well. You know what I mean? You have to remember the defense that we had out there was just a mishmash of guys. Some of which had played together, some of which had not. None of them were starters. A lot of them were guys that aren't going to be on the team. And so, I shouldn't say a lot, but there, a few of them are not going to be on the team and the rest are going to be third string and second string at best. So the score was irrelevant. It's how we played that mattered. And the guys we had on the field, in my opinion, played pretty well. And the fact that Luke Masterson is still a on the bubble starter at linebacker, I would start him. I would. We've watched him together, you and I, Raider Nation and R8RBEAR, for a while now. Okay, he's been in our system for a minute now. He's grown a lot, and I mean that literally and figuratively. He seems to have grown in his knowledge of football. He seems calmer. You know what I mean? The game is coming to Luke instead of him racing toward it. See, young players try to impress coaches by making plays, and they try to hurry to make them. And there's no real reason why they would hurry. It's just that they look for moments to make a play. Oh, there's a moment I can make a play. So they're hurrying because their thought process is in high speed to find a place where they can make a moment. Well, I don't want you to make a moment. I want you to be a great player. And then the moments will come to you. And it seemed like Luke was getting that. Instead of overrunning a play, instead of coming out of his own gap, he stayed in his discipline, stayed where he's supposed to be. Even though the running back went right, the lane was clogged. He spun back to the left. And right as he finished the spin, Luke just right in his face slammed him for a complete stop and drove him into the ground. It was beautiful. And I saw that and I said, okay, we hadn't really seen that from Luke yet. We'd seen him get a couple interceptions. We've seen him make a couple tackles, but I never saw him instinctually read a play, be in his position, and then attack. And that is how you want to see it. That is from playing your position, being ready, and then making the play when the opportunity was there. Luke Masterson's growing on me. As much as we go into this with two great concerns, our linebackers and our defensive backs, I'm kind of excited about the linebacker room. I think that they might end up impressing all of us. I'm just basing it on a hunch. I don't have stats to give you. I'm basing it on a hunch. The play I've seen from the linebackers this year and what I've been reporting myself from what we've seen from Divine Diablo and the addition of Robert Spillane from the Pittsburgh Steelers has brought a little bit of nasty to the locker room as far as in the linebackers. Then with Marcus Peterson in the defensive back, bringing a little bit of nasty, shutting down one side of the field. So now we're not looking for two starters. We're looking for one starter on that island corner on the opposite side of Marcus Peterson. So now, or Marcus Peters, excuse me. So now seeing Dave Long and Duke Shelley out there competing as both starters in that last preseason game was exciting because we got to see a lot from them. Now, to be quite honest, and I want to make it clear, I'm honest. I don't just throw stuff out there. I report, I research, and then I bring you what I know, not what I think. Unless I say, I think this is going to happen. This is a hunch for me, and I'll always clarify that. Now, this next thing I'm going to tell you is not a hunch. This is clarification, okay? Now, Marcus Peters is in the building. He's shutting down one side. So we only have to find one other corner. So when I saw that Dave Long and Duke Shelley were going to start opposing each other when they're obviously fighting for the same job, I was excited about that, but I didn't like the result. I felt like both guys played equally average. In other words, they would have a play go by them that they didn't look so good. And then another play, they looked great. Then on a play, they'd miss a tackle. Then on another play, they deflect a pass, and it was hard to evaluate. And see, to me, as a former coach in quite a few sports, I can tell you when I had a problem evaluating a player's talent in the past, that to me was always a warning sign, a big warning sign, because it usually meant that this player is not used to performing at a high level, but can perform at a high level. So what happens is you get sporadic high level ability, talent, so to speak. And so I just always say, stay away from that. One other thing I wanted to add real quick, very poignant, just came back to me. Hold on. Raiders! Sorry, I just had to uncork one. It was welling up. Travis McNeil said, sup, Bear? What's up with you, brother? Welcome to the show. Kim Calhoun, I appreciate you. Much love. Harry Butch Monroe, how's it going, brother? Welcome to the show. I love that name, Butch. That was my dad's brother, my uncle. Very, very cool, man. And his name was Butch, and he was dope. And I watched him on 2 different occasions. People give him a hard time about his name being Butch, and he nearly beat the hell out of him. He did. He was a paratrooper in the military. Wasn't a guy you make fun of his name. How's Sean Payton even coaching? That headhunting scandal he had in NOLA was real. Travis Kelly, not only that, he then, right as he gets back in the league, he starts ripping everything that Dave Hackett or Mike Hackett or whatever his name is was doing with the Broncos. And although it was a bad job, you don't go behind the guy that held your job previously and just undress him. You know what I mean? If Sean Payton has a bad season, which we all think he will, the karma's a bitch. But you can tell he set himself up. It's going to come right back around and smack him right in his face. Yeah, it was the Bears. Okay, thank you, Bob Standard. I appreciate it. Alex Leatherwood was let go by the Bears today. Let's see. Jacobs is switching jersey numbers to number 8 from Bama. How much do you estimate Jacobs had to buy back an old 28 jersey? Lucky Pace, I would say to you that he was cool with not buying the number from the other player. And for another player on the team to take that number and then to think of charging him to give it back, knowing who he is and what he's already done in this league, and you don't just give him his number back, is a travesty. That's just not right. But I like the fact that he's going to go with his number 8. I would argue that it's as much a tactical thing because now you're going to have a new best-selling jersey for at least a couple months. Okay, let's see. Travis Kelly said, Jason Stidham took our playbook to Denver. That's the only thing I'm worried about. Travis Kelly, the problem with that, and I agree that sucks, but what the problem with that is that not only that, the Broncos do have a pretty solid defense. That's probably the only asset that team has right now. They have killer corners, and they have some guys on the defensive line that can pressure. At linebacker, they're a little bit thin like we are, but you can compensate for those things when you have decent corner and safety play and big guys on the defensive line that can play a little bit. Now, having said that, still a very beatable team. You have to remember they're going through a lot of transition. They've got a brand new coach. Everything in the in-house was flipped around. So, see, to me, there's going to be a little bit of agitatedness that is going to be associated with that. Hopefully, we can go in and just play harder football than them. And if we do that, maybe the fact that they see some of our plays from knowledge that Stidham gave them, it'll be harder for them to stop us still. Mark Vargas, Bear. Anna Diaz Rincon, yeah, the Rams did make the Donkeys look good, and I would say to you that the Rams are a hot mess right now. Now that's not an indicator of the score. That has nothing to do with and score no points because they don't care. They want to try gimmick. They want to try the backup punter. You know what I mean? Put in the backup defensive lineman. You know, at nose tackle. I want to see what he's got. Put in the backup. You know, third string safety from Iowa. If you score no points, you score no points. You know, it's preseason. You know what I mean? Who cares? You know what I mean? It's one of the times NFL still charges full price for preseason tickets. That is outrageous. Bear, you sound good, but your picture is a little fuzzy. Okay, I'll see if I can work on that. Jesse, welcome to the show. Let's see, Herman Jr. 575, New Mexico in the house. What's up? David Pell-Clyber got me. Bob Standard and Tanamoku, Latavius Murray. Latavius Murray, like, cut. Basically about the same size. They run the same style, muscular wise. They're the same sort of, as you can see, their physique. I really like Britton Brown. I really do. I think if Britton Brown hadn't ended the Dolphins, you know, running back bad. In fact, the Dolphins were so hot on Josh Jacobs. For those of you who don't know, I did report this the other day, but some people are seeing my show tonight that may not have seen it that other night. But the Dolphins made a very hard press to the Raiders to try to get Josh Jacobs. Now, when I say hard press, I can now they weren't acting like they knew Josh Jacobs would be here and that the Raiders didn't really want to negotiate with him. They were acting to give up the house to get Josh Jacobs, and we still said no. So I thought that was nice. I thought that was a good sign to Josh Jacobs. Yes, here's $2 million more. So now instead of him getting $10 million on a franchise tag, $12 million contract. Now, and I apologize as you're not an answer yet. I've been trying to do some research, but I haven't been able to find an answer yet. I don't know if the franchise tag exists. In other words, since they ripped it up, does that mean the Raiders now still have 2 more on him then? Because they've only used it once. I was hoping that they would get these 2 out of the way so he would have control of his contract and either force the Raiders to pay him or go somewhere else. And to be honest with you, I liked the franchise tag because it doesn't allow Josh to leave. And we don't want him to leave, obviously. I don't want him to get underpaid. But if I have to choose between underpaid or him going somewhere else, underpaid it is. You know what I mean? To have the best running back potentially in all of football. But now with that out of the way, I think they do still get to keep that franchise tag. I don't want to say for sure because I don't know for sure. Bear, do you think Jacobs is going to start week 1? You know, that's a tough question, Jim. I've been asked that by other people. I'm going to go ahead and say yes, only because if you remember, oops, sorry. Someone calling. Oh, no, that's sorry. Alarm on my phone go off. Now, let me just turn the volume on this off. Okay, sorry, because that's going to keep doing that. Okay, so the reason I would say yes, and I have a factual argument instead of just, oh, I hope so, blah, blah. I had made the point way back when he first was missing the deadline on the 17th. And really before that, you guys, I don't want to brag too much, but I was saying over and over again, he'll be in camp, guys. He's not going anywhere. We're not going to trade him. He will be there week 1. And then I said very specifically, it would be after the last preseason game. And there would be that 1 to 2 week run up to the first game that actually starts the season. He would come in right in that window. So he had time to get back in shape, get with the team, get his new number, and go out there and let it rip. And I think he's going to be more than 100% ready. It's no different than any other veteran that's with the team that doesn't play preseason games because you don't want to get hurt. This is no different. So he'll be ready. Mark Vargas, 602, Phoenix in the house. What's up? Bobby Story, it was Tyrone Wheatley, but Tyrone Wheatley's nice. But Tyrone Wheatley is way bigger than Latavius Murray or Britton Brown. James Raider Bell said, let's see who's worthy of being a Raider. You know, James, I got to tell you, I'm thinking Nesta Jade Silvera is gone. I think Amik Robertson is gone. Let's see. One of the Butler brothers. I think we have 3 guys on the roster named Butler is the last name. But I'm hoping it's the one with the long dreads, not the one with the short hair. The one from the one with the short hair, if I remember correctly, is the one that went to, maybe I have it right here. Oh, of course I don't. But I won't be far because my research skills are impeccable. Okay. Yeah, and there I see Christian Wilkerson, wide receiver. He was one of the reasons why the room was getting to depth for some of the other guys that we had in there. At wide receiver, they just had to go to create space for those guys. Like Chris Lacey, Chris Lacey can't stay in front of those guys. Malcolm Koonce is another guy I think is gone. I think Malcolm Koonce is gone. Okay, let's see. Where's my Butler brothers? Neil Farrell Jr. That's another one. I wonder about Neil Farrell Jr., but he was a draft pick, so I'll probably let someone else go and keep him around. Okay, Matthew Butler. Now we have Adam Butler and Matthew Butler. Adam Butler went to Vanderbilt. He's the one with the longer dreads, number 69. I think he's gone. Now, Matthew Butler, Tennessee, number 94. I think he's going to hang on. A little bit more of an edge rusher in addition to defensive tackle guy because he walks around 6'3", 290. That's big, but that's a lean big at 6'3", whereas Adam Butler pushes 300 pounds at 6'5". So again, not too bad. Similar. I probably shouldn't have even made that argument, but pretty similar builds, just off by a few pounds. Let's see. So David Agoya. That was number 62, the defensive at 6'4", 252 pounds. I got to wonder about David because we really didn't hear his name called out too much, did we? The linebacker Curtis Bolton, I think he's going to hang on. He's probably going to get a spot with us. Even though he's small, I could see them putting him on the practice squad. I hate to say it, but he'll probably take a job from Drake Thomas. Because if Curtis Bolton gets the job, there's no way Drake Thomas gets the job. And for those of you who don't remember who Drake Thomas is, you should. Number 57, the little white dynamite. That just came off the top of my head. I love that guy, man. Drake Thomas is no friggin' joke. Only 5'11", but walks around at 225 pounds at 5'11" from NC State. And against the run at middle linebacker has a consistent, he brought it with him from college, okay? And his first 2 preseason games in the NFL, he gets a 90.3 Pro Football Focus against the run, whereas in college, it was 90.5. So he went down 2/100ths of a percentage. So not at all. He is just a little Tasmanian devil. And I'm just praying that we find somewhere on this roster for that guy because he is just awesome. And then the Trey Tucker thing. I don't know about the Trey Tucker thing, man. He seems like he's kind of on the bubble. Obviously, the wide receiver room depth isn't that much. He's one of the guys that, we look to as being the depth. And we have already let go of Chris Lacey. So we're probably going to keep him around just to see what he becomes. But don't be surprised if we don't see Trey Tucker in too many football games because he just doesn't seem ready. You know what I mean? It's like make a mistake, then play well, then make a mistake, then play well, then get hurt, then come back. It's like, I don't know. Something going on with him. Daryl Neal, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Chito Aguian. Okay, wait a minute. Aguinaga. Chito Aguinaga Gonzalez. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Cheeto, I don't think he's going to repeat. But Cheeto, when I say that, what I mean is it's not his talent that's going to keep him from repeating. It's going to be Josh McDaniels because Josh McDaniels doesn't want to have another year like that. I know that sounds weird, but he wants to win with his offense. And that wasn't what we were doing last year. We were reverting to give Josh the ball because we're struggling. Let's get back in this game. And then Josh would get us back in the game. That's not Josh McDaniels' offense. That's just run calls. Now, Josh McDaniels' offense is run calls mixed into play action, motion, run draw, things like that, short passing, cross patterns, things like that. Then the deep out, then the go. And then you mix in the run, mix in the run, mix in the run. He never wants the run to be a featured thing. And he also doesn't want one running back to be the featured back either. For whatever reason, he's been convinced because he came from a system that used multiple running backs that no matter what, that's the way you go. Even if you have a stud like Josh Jacobs, nope. I just mix up the backs. That's why he was mixing in the back last year. And remember, there were so many times, one of which was very glaring early on in the season last year on 3rd down and 2 on our own side of the field. He took a healthy Josh Jacobs off the field, put in cold Brandon Bolden, who'd been sitting most of the game, and he got stuffed. And we didn't get the first down. We had to punt. And everybody said, oh, come on, what the hell's going on? That's a terrible call. I'm not saying it isn't. I've been one of the ones screaming about it being a bad call. But now looking back and looking what he's doing now and his philosophy, I'm starting to wonder, was it a bad call? Or was it him sticking to his script of this running back gets 3 carries, then this running back gets 3 carries, then this running back gets 3 carries, then this running back gets 3 carries? I just think that that's how he sees it. You know what I mean? And the 3 carries end up being okay, because if you're Amir Abdullah and he tells you only get 3 carries, but in between those 3 carries, you're still going to be on the field. So I'm going to split you out for a bubble screen on the drag, that deep route to you on the sideline, et cetera, et cetera. And so that running back's getting more plays, getting more action, getting more opportunities to hold the ball and get out there and use those wiggle moves that running backs practice to spin move and stiff arm guys and do their thing. Well, I can tell you from experience, there are some running backs who love that idea. Get me the ball out in space. Let me catch it and then be able to turn and use my vision to then start juking and jiving and making these guys miss, as opposed to getting the ball from the quarterback, trying to run through whatever small spaces there between the big uglies and hope someone doesn't come through the gap at the last second and Ronnie Lott style, Jack Tatum style, woo, blast you. You know what I mean? Whereas, you could just Napoleon Kaufman, legend, but you could always Napoleon Kaufman go with the fake handoff, stand there for 2 seconds, then hit him, catch the ball, do his thing, 15 yards. You know what I mean? Less wear and tear on him, less big hits on him, still getting big yardage, still contributing to the team as a running back and a receiver. And so I think Josh Jacobs to way too seriously. Well, Travis Thomas, I made this. I remember I didn't turn it off, but I muted the game for a minute. I went in the kitchen, I started cooking, and we were chopping. And the score is out of control. But I noticed there for that game, they were talking about retiring some of the players' names into their Ring of Honor. For those of you who don't know what a Ring of Honor is, it's the actual circle of player names that they put just outside the stairs and where everyone sits. And it goes all the way around the building, and it's considered a great honor. And I think it's silly. Masterson shouldn't even be on the bubble. I think he's great. I would agree with you, Rose Ortega, but I would agree that it was this year, though. He wasn't ready last year or the year before that. Whereas this year, to me, I see a better player. I don't see the same Luke Masterson. And I consider myself a talent evaluator. I really do. And it's why every year I pick guys that we pick out of UDFAs, college guys. Remember, I was giving you Aiden O'Connell before there was even a whisper that we were interested in that guy. So, but anyway, long story short, he's ready now. There's no doubt about it now. Bob Standard asks, does Duke Shelley make the team? I think Duke Shelley should make the team. I felt like he played a little bit better than David Long. I think one of those guys is probably in the hot seat to get the starter position, because even if you love Jacorian Bennett, guys, most coaches in the NFL are not going to start a rookie unless that rookie comes in and literally acts like Deion Sanders, is not only just physically good, but is mouthy good and has the locker room on his side and all the players in the locker room saying that guy's the real deal. Then a coach will say, okay, everyone believes in him. He's obviously showing it on the field, like a Sauce Gardner for the Jets. You know what I mean? And you immediately just throw that guy into the job because you know he's going to be able to handle it. I don't think that's what we have in Jacorian Bennett. I think Jacorian Bennett's a very nice corner that has to get a little bit more season. Yeah, Rick Samarano, I agree. Not seeing enough consistency there. Kenny Blair! Kenny Blair is always consistently great. That's my guy. All right, let's see. R8RBEAR, the quarterback for the Dallas Greer knew before. No, that was not us giving a fellow pro a dress rehearsal. No way. There's no way. Number 8 is a special number. Rick, he was acting like it. My uncle hung out with Jerry Rice at a 49er event too. Bear, Notorious Raider Nation, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show, Marky Lashley. Scotty Lutz, I would not agree that the Denver Raider game is definitely better than Denver. If there are teams that you ask, yes, because I do not like their code. In other words, they have players that are nice, but in different positions. They have a corner that's good. They have a linebacker, and that's it. So it's essentially 3 guys that lead the defense. And outside of that, you know, it's just a mismatch of guys that are all right. You know what I mean? And then on offense at wide receiver, they have almost no real depth right now. They've been mixing and matching in guys. They have some unrestricted free agents that are, you know, threatening to really, you know, become not just parts of the team, but important parts of the team for the Chargers because they had no depth there. But they're still on paper, and the results of their win-loss record from last season, their young quarterback, the fact that he's been together with his coach in this offense for a while, I would say they're better than us. But can we beat them? Absolutely. I mean, and Denver can beat us. As you were saying, it's a rivalry game. Anytime it's a rivalry game, either team can beat either team, no matter what they, you know, are on paper that particular year or so. Nah, Bear. Jacob has to buy back unsold 28 jerseys from retailers at NFL.com. Nah, man, that's not going down. Hey, look, you wouldn't say that about Kobe Bryant when he changed his jersey. You didn't hear anybody saying that to Kobe when he wanted to change his jersey. Josh Jacobs reminds me of Barry Sanders in a way he runs. Dude is a genius at the running back position in the way he sees everything in slow motion. Travis McNeil, I agree with everything you said, but I just want to put a little bit of respect on Barry Sanders' name and just say that he was way more fluid a runner, though, than Josh Jacobs is. Way more. When Barry Sanders ran, even when it was for power, he looked like a ballet dancer because his balance on top of his power were incredible. Barry Sanders if you had, you know how they do it on Madden, whenever you play Madden, it shows the players' ratings, and then he has numbers next to each one of his speed, strength, so on and so forth. Barry Sanders was 100 on everything. He was 100 on speed, 100 on knowledge, 100 on seriousness, 100 on clutchness. Yeah, just everything. You know what I mean? And obviously, you know, I'm a Raider fan. I've only ever been anything my whole life but a Raider fan. But there's too many guys that have been great to ignore them all simply because they weren't Raiders. I loved Walter Payton. I used to love watching Walter Payton run. I was just a little boy, but watching Walter Payton run was just amazing to me. I was never a Bears fan. Never would say I was a Bears fan, but Walter Payton was amazing. Long time Raider Bear, Patrick Ramos. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. The reception is bad here. Your voice is cutting out and the visual is fuzzy, but I'm still watching. I appreciate that, brother. Let me see if I have something here. No, not that. Yeah. Let me see if it's maybe if it's just my camera. My camera might just got a little bit of dust-a-rooney on it. All right, let's try that. See if maybe that helps. All right, David Sosnowski, what's up? Welcome to the show. Arnold Olorvita, what's up? Welcome to the show. See, Arnold, I'm starting to get your name down now. The franchise tag will be 14 million next year instead of 12. Okay. Yeah, we were talking about JG coming in before game one. Also, it will get to 12 million somehow. Yeah. That's what I was saying, that they would just give him a couple million more. And I was right on, a couple million more. Wheatley and Kaufman were amazing, Tanamoku. Unfortunately, they were in our window of bad teams and bad seasons. It was unfortunate. We wasted their careers. And I would hate to see us do that with Max Crosby. Matthew Lincoln, I think you will see more of Polamalu. He's looked good this year. Like Luke Masterson, he's made a jump. Now, but like Luke Masterson, I don't know if Polamalu's ready. He still looks good. He looked good, but he looked good last year. I don't want good. We need him to jump off the screen. And I don't think we can say that. And I'm with you. I'm a Polamalu fan. I like that kid. To me, he's one of those guys that he's a little bit undersized, but has shown that he can put on size. And I think if he continues to do that, and then his mind catches up with the game, a lot like I was describing with Luke Masterson, I think he'll become a starter regardless of what you or I want. It was nice when we had Marcus Allen and Bo Jackson. Mark Vargas, did you say it was nice? Really? It was freaking Nirvana heaven. What are you talking about? Don Wally D, what up? Welcome to the show. A lot of guys may come back to the practice squad. Yeah, Marky Lashley, we're going to see some cuts, and then we'll see some guys go back to the practice squad. I'm really close to setting aside the McIdiot factor and making the usual bet with Gil Moody on our record. Jim Vanderlyn, don't do it. No, this might be the year. No, it's not. No, it might be, but no, don't do that. Save your money. Good evening. How's the Raider Bear family doing? Time to surprise a lot of people. You know, Robin Abeda, welcome to the show. And I would say to you, I think we're going to. Now, I'm not gonna go out on a limb and start talking about division championships and Super Bowls and stuff like that. I'm just saying I think that we're going to play well in every game. I think that should get everyone excited, because in reality, we've always been the cardiac kids. Good one week, bad the next. Good 1 week, bad the next. You know, inconsistently. You know, go up by 27, lose the game. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Be down by 27, win the game. You know. I don't think we're going to do that this year. I think we're going to see some genuine consistency this year. I really do. I think we're going to see that this year. Bob Stanner, I don't know that Zeus will get cut, but I do agree he hasn't looked impressive. I feel like they're putting, I think they're trying to put a lot into him. Physically impressive. And so if he just put together his snaps with the hole, hitting it, and getting beyond that 3.3 yards per carry that he's been averaging, but until he can do that, I don't think he's going to see the field, except for a play or two. Rick Sommer, wide receiver, I'm thinking practice squad. Who are they keeping in place of Kuntz? I had the name too. Damn it. Well, honestly, I was hoping Drake Thomas was going to be one of the linebackers that skirted by because of him, but you're not going to give up on a guy you spawned for a guy that wasn't. You're throwing out money to give a guy that cost you nothing a chance if he busts. So, David Sosnowski said the Raiders will The Raiders will regret when Trey Tucker is catching bombs from Watson in Cleveland. Well, I mean, you can't keep everybody, you know what I mean? Boston cares who the Braves beat. Short game to set up use the short game to set up the run. Honestly, though, it looked more like he is going to dink and dunk us down the field. If that's the case, so now the running game could suffer because you're not safeties to show some respect to Devontae Adams, Trey Turner, and we may have running out, into patterns. If they to Hunter so on, then they're not going to respect that. Hey Bear, what's Tyree Wilson lost? Do you think you're pan out and be Tone Saveka? Welcome to the show. I was kind of harsh on Tyree Wilson. I won't lie. I saw the report. You don't know what bend means. Which just basically means when you rush the quarterback, can you get really low to the ground, turn your body, and run around an offensive tackle without that offensive tackle pushing you down into the ground? Because you really are almost in the ground. You put like your left hand in the ground and you're just pivoting on that, trying to run around an edge, an invisible wall edge, to try to beat the quarterback to his 7-step drop or 5 drop, whatever it may be. And Tyree Wilson doesn't do that. And in fact, I was going to say he doesn't do that well. He doesn't really at all. In other words, every single time they snap the ball, he goes, Hulk smash! And he tries to grab the offensive lineman and throw them left or throw them right, or put his hands on them and spin. He has a decent spin move, which has surprised me for such a big guy. But outside of that, that's what he's got. A lot of swim and, jerk moves, go through, cut and rip, and try to leverage his shoulder through a guy that way. He has those things. But those are all predicated on the same thing, power. So if he faces an offensive lineman that's very good against power rushers, he's going to have a problem because he doesn't have enough, in my opinion, in his toolbox to say to himself, okay, this guy's got my bull rush down. I can't get by him with my bull rush. This guy has my rip and my pull and my swim through. He's got it down. I can't get by him. So now I'm just going to give him a jab step outside here and then bring him back around on this side, that kind of thing. He's going to try to trick him. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have that tool, those tools in his skill set. All he has is ball, Hulk smash. And so if the guy's used to playing Hulk moves, we have a problem. And I think we do, because I think Tyree Wilson is that kind of player. Now, can he change? Can he evolve? Can he learn more at the NFL level? No. I'm going to say no. As a rule, whenever a player comes up to the NFL level and says to himself, I'm going to change positions, or I'm going to learn these new moves, I'm going to do this, it usually doesn't work. I don't know if you noticed, but the Giants in their preseason games have already moved Darren Waller back to wide receiver. They're not even asking him to play tight end. See, they are not interested in using him as a gadget. They've just put him at wide receiver, which is what I wondered why we weren't doing. Split him out at wide out. Could you imagine Devontae at one side and Waller on the? And we had an opportunity to try it. They didn't even try it. I thought that was weird. Eric Anaya said, "How do you like Jimmy G?" Eric, so far he's been a man of his word. He said he would be back for training camp. He was. He said he would be healthy enough to start by the start of the season. He is. So I give him that. I give him that he's a professional. He's a man of his word. What do I think of him personally? I think he's a guy that can't finish the job. I think he showed that with the Niners twice, 2 times getting within inches of Super Bowl, one of those getting to a Super Bowl and losing it when you had a 20-10 lead going into the fourth quarter. When you go into the fourth quarter of any game and you're ahead 20-10, if you don't lose, if you go into the fourth quarter of any game and you're ahead of your opponent 20-10 and you still lose, it's your fault. It's not what they did, because whatever they were doing for 3 quarters, it wasn't working. But now just all of a sudden in the fourth, touchdown, touchdown. Well, why? Like the acting of the defensive players. Why would suddenly it's easier now to put up points? You know, and just I don't understand that. So if you're up 20-10 and you're in a Super Bowl and you don't win, I just feel like that's a scar. And it goes back to that scarred coach who I've been calling a bum for years. I've been calling him a bum for years. While I listen to other people say he's a genius, while I listen to other analysts and other TV show commentators on those shows say that Kyle Shanahan is an offensive guru, just an expert, then why is he so bad at picking quarterback talent when he's an offensive coordinator? Why is he so bad at handling quarterbacks if he's such a genius? Did anyone notice how he treated Jimmy Garoppolo at the end? We want you. We don't want you. We don't want you. Go sit over there on the sidelines, and you're not even allowed to wear Niner stuff. Wait, someone got hurt? Jimmy, go put on your Niner stuff. You know what I mean? They gave up 4 picks to get Trey Lance. 4. 3 first-round picks and a third-round pick, which, by the way, we all know third-round picks can be starters, usually are at least good players. So you gave away 4 good players to move up and get a guy that you just gave up on. And we all can see that Trey Lance sucks. But I think that's more of an indictment on Kyle Shanahan. I think that kid's going to go to Dallas and he's going to get better and he's going to show up and he's going to do something. Because if you think Dak's got that job, you're not paying attention. Dak got that big bump up a few years ago. He hasn't done squat with it since. And now all the heat is on Dak. What you going to do? They let go of your best friend, your running back, let go of your tight end, let go of one of your wide receivers. You got a great defense, though. Good luck with that Dacky. He's going to be gone soon. He's going to have a bad year this year. I'm telling you, you watch. They're going to have a bad season with everybody saying, oh, they should win the division and go to the Super Bowl because their defense is stacked and they've got Dak, as though that matters. It amazes me how a guy gets a reputation as, oh, he's a star. We think of him as a star. And then no matter how bad he plays, they still treat him that way. It makes no sense. He's been average for years now. Had a really bad year last year. And yet this year he shows up with his supermodel smile and everyone like, oh, look at Dak. He's so damn handsome. Here we go. No, you're not going anywhere. Eric and I want to say we're going to win 9 games. I think that if things pan out the way they should, we'll win 10 games. But otherwise, it's going to be 9 or less because we cannot disrespect what we did last year. We only won 6 games last year. We can't act like that was a fluke. Okay. It is what it is. We won 6 games. We are a 6-win team until we go out there and show different. And right now, we haven't shown anything because the preseason means nothing. All that the preseason showed us is that our coaching staff prepared our players really well because you didn't see a lot of flags. You didn't see guys getting on and off the field late. You didn't see 12 men on the field and things like that. You didn't see a lot of offsides, things like this. You didn't see roughing the passer. You didn't see any of those things. That's a sign of a team that's respecting its coach and its staff. And so I was very impressed by that. And then, of course, we got 3 good games out of Aiden O'Connell. Even if we didn't win the game against Dallas, in the portion of the game where Aiden O'Connell played, he played great again. So Aiden O'Connell looks like the truth. And I don't want to hear about the fact that Aiden O'Connell was playing against bad defenses here and there. When he started his first game, the first one to showcase himself, he went up against the Niners defense, a nasty defense that did not have all their starters in there, but quite a few. And they were coming after him, and he stood in the flames and threw fireballs. I love that kid, man. I've seen a lot of the I formation during the preseason games. We need a John Ritchie type fullback who can block. We have that. Jacob Johnson is more than enough. All right, guys, I'm going to call it because it seems like I'm starting to freeze a lot on my end. Much love. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard for all you do. The energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice, active and veteran. And I will see you again tomorrow at 8 o'clock. R8RBEAR family page.